Hello friends, so in this video we'll be talking about energy band diagrams, and before that we will take a detailed look at the structure of silicon. We will discuss about the subshell configuration, then we will talk about energy levels in a silicon atom, then we will see how energy bands are formed in silicon and discuss about the energy band gap, and we will compare the band gap of conductors, semiconductors and insulators. If you have any doubts even after watching the video, please use the comment section below. So we will be discussing about silicon in detail. We can make some conclusions after the discussion on silicon atom, and the same follows for germanium. Now the atomic number of silicon is 14. Now we will look into the electronic configuration of silicon atom. In n equal to 1 shell we have 2 electrons, right? And in n equal to 2 we have 8 electrons, and n equal to 3 we have 4 electrons. So this is how we got to the electronic configuration, that is 2, 8 and 4. Now let's look into the subshell configuration. All you need to know is that in n equal to 1 shell we have subshells S, and n equal to 2 we have S and P. For n equal to 3 we have S, P and D. S can hold a maximum of 2 electrons and P can hold a maximum of 6 electrons. So in the first shell we have S subshell, that means it can hold a maximum of 2 electrons. In the second shell we have S orbital which can hold 2, and we have P which can hold 6 electrons. So in the third orbital we can have S holding 2, and now P can hold a maximum of 6 electrons, but here there are only 2 electrons left, so it will be 3p2, and D holding no electrons at all. So this is how we go to the subshell electronic configuration, that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p2, and 3s2 and 3p2 will form our valence shell. So we have discussed the electronic configuration, that is the electronic configuration of silicon is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p2. Here we are plotting the energy levels corresponding to subshells. So we have 2 1s electrons, okay, we have 2 2s electrons, we have 6 2p electrons, 2 3s electrons and 2 2p electrons. Remember that this is not drawn to scale, but this just shows that we have discrete energy levels, and as we move up the shells the energy increases. That means the outermost shell the electrons will be having more energy, okay, and as it goes towards the center the energy of electrons decreases. Suppose this is about a single atom. We have discussed about single atom. So far we were talking about single atom. So let's say this is our first silicon atom, and what happens, we have another silicon atom. Let's say we have a second silicon atom. So it will also have an electronic configuration similar to this, and it will also have an energy band diagram which is like this. This is okay when these two atoms are in isolation. That means there is no interaction between these two. But what happens when these two atoms are brought together? Now as these two atoms are brought together, the outermost electrons tends to interact first. As these electrons interact, according to Pauli's exclusion principle, we know that they cannot have same quantum state. That means they cannot have same quantum state. Now initially it was okay for an electron in this 3p subshell and here to have identical characteristics, right? But as they interact, so there should be some split in energy levels to account for their interaction. So the outermost energy levels splits first. Then as the atoms come more and more close together, there will be more interaction between inner electrons and they also tends to split. We will accommodate that interaction by another figure, let's say. So this is how it's going to be. Now we have the two 3p subshells here of this interacting system, and the inner electrons are shielded by the outer electrons, and hence these two electrons may interact very less compared to the one in the outer region. let's say we have a third silicon atom. So it will also have an interaction. So we have now 3 lines. They are still discrete, but they are getting closer to one another. So let's say we have one more, let's say fourth silicon atom. What happens? So essentially there is a split in energy levels, and they tend to form a continuous band of energies. So this tend to form a band. So we have so far considered only 4 silicon atoms, right? So in 1 centimeter cube of silicon crystal, we have around 5 into 10 power 22 silicon atoms. Okay. So the atomic density is 5 into 10 power 22 silicon atom per centimeter cube. So you can imagine the number of lines you have to draw in here. So this is a really big number, and they tend to form essentially a continuous band. Okay.